Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good golly, Miss Molly. Hello, everybody. I just thought it's Friday afternoon. Not that matters to me, a man of leisure, a poor man of leisure. But I figured I got a bunch of physical media stuff I've picked up recently, as usual, on my quest to scour the thrift stores that are within reach. So I thought, rather than make a video, I'll just do a live stream, see how that goes. We are live on YouTube by the looks of it. And we are live on Rumble, which is interesting because I used the Rumble static key and it worked. And I'd like to say a very big hello to our great friend Christian Delorme and Vinyl Revival. Christian, of course, has got a show on this Sunday about Creedence Clearwater Revival. Hopefully I'll be there for part of that. And the wonderful, great mod of mods, friend of the channel, D. Bud Martin is here. That's right, stream just when I need to get my lunchtime walk. Well, what's more important to you, your health and longevity or watching this stream? I leave it up to you. And our great friend Zax is here. Hello, buddy. Good to see you. Thank you for joining this, what is undoubtedly bound to be just the usual inane ramblings. But why not just go live? I like to just occasionally go live and just kind of chat away. So what's up to you, my friend? And potatoes, Josh Hammond is here. Potatoes, Mr. Frodo. So as many of you know, all four of you that are here, I did visit the ancestral homeland for a couple of weeks, but went over to Scotland. Hail Admiral Teague. And on the way back, it's a long flight back to Western Canada from the UK. I did watch the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy end to end on the flight. So potatoes, Mr. Frodo. That was G-Man had a heart attack. Oh dear. Horrible to hear. Yes, my N7 sweatshirt. I got my N7. I don't know if you can see it in the background. No, maybe not. Camera's pointing the wrong way. There's an N7 loot box over there. Mass Effect used to be a great series. Andromeda wasn't great, and I'm not entirely convinced that the next game, given the state of BioWare, will be any good at all. So yes, so let's hope G-Man is mending. Not a nice thing to happen, the old ticker going there. But yes, on this flight back, watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I think there was the theatrical versions. I'm not entirely sure. So I had to get the Return of the King out and watch it again after I got back to check which version was on the plane. I don't know. By that time, I was pretty knackered. So, but thank you all for joining me. Yeah, Andromeda had a couple of good moments, but it was really so boring. It was very, very boring. Missed the banter of the main Mass Effect trilogy and lumpy faces and just not people I cared about in it, unfortunately, because it had a couple. I mean, some of the combat was okay in it. But then again, I'm not necessarily playing Mass Effect purely for a combat experience. I enjoyed the story and the characters, and let's be honest, I enjoyed getting Liara and Miranda and Ashley and others up to the lair on the Normandy, the captain's cabin. They got them into the cabin. So, anyway, one of the reasons I do these streams, these impromptu streams, is to show off some of the physical media stuff that I've got in various thrift places. I remember Prism. Didn't they have an album, Folsom Prism Blues? Oh no, that was a different thing. Prism, I remember them very well. So today, I only got one thing today in the local thrift store, but it was quite I was quite pleased with this find. A little bit rough around the edges, but not too bad. So I got a copy of the 2-disc special edition Enter the Dragon DVD set for a princely couple of bucks. And I don't care about DVDs. I know some people are purists. Hell, I even get VHSs. So this was really neat, and I saw this on the shelf. It's funny because the thrift store in town does seem to have a lot of martial arts stuff being put in there occasionally from someone's collection. And I was very pleased to get this because I do have a digital copy of the movie, but this one has, I gotta get my glasses on. This one has quite a few documentaries on it. So disc 1, 30th anniversary digital transfer of the movie, 30th anniversary Blood and Steel making of Enter the Dragon, Bruce Lee in his own words, and some original 73 era featurettes, and a feature-length biography, Bruce Lee, A Warrior's Journey. There's even something on here narrated by George Takei, which is a bit weird because he's Japanese, but never mind. So not a bad set for $2. I'm not going to complain about that. That's a pretty good set for $2 of one of the greatest martial arts movies ever made. Of course, the final Bruce Lee movie with John Saxon and Jim Kelly. The fight with Jim Kelly was awesome. Also, so my camera is taking a little while to catch up here. My apologies. So not a bad set. I didn't get any music, Cotton Ministries, not this time. There were some CDs in there, but there was nothing. It's really the movies I have a lot of success with. So for $2, a nice 2-disc special edition. I'm going to sit down and watch some of those documentaries later. Yeah, Jim Kelly. It's great. Great fight, that. Yes, Davina's here too, and Lord Thoth. I'm overwhelmed with mods today. The mods are outnumbering the rockers, which is pretty groovy. So some stuff I got in, I think it was really in a library sale before I went to the UK. So this stuff was virtually nothing. It was donation based. Not a great movie, but for what if it amounted to free, I got Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines. So it will sit on the shelf beside my multiple different copies of Terminator and Terminator 2. I've only ever watched this movie once. Thoroughly disappointed at the time. Yeah, have a good walk, D-Bud. Thanks for being here, mate. I'll probably still be going. Who knows? I don't know. I don't think many people regard Terminator 3 that highly. And I know for me, yeah, it was forgettable. But it's a 2-disc edition with, it has the booklet. So for nothing, it was worth picking up to go on the shelf. After Terminator 2, which we were all knocked out with, it's the same with Alien and Aliens. The obvious thing with Terminator 2, after Terminator 2, was to take the war to the future, to see the actual war with the machines. And I don't think, other than Genesis, that they've really ever gone there. And I think I would love to see a full-on John Connor fighting the machines in the future. Make that the movie. If you weren't going to do that, have the time travel trope used to bring not just one Terminator back, but a whole bunch of machines to try and take over humanity in the past. So I'm going to watch it again, though. Lord Thoth is saying it watches better now than it did at the time. So I'm going to give it another try, because I remember at the time being totally disappointed. Being Christmas, it was kind of nice to pick up a copy of Miracle on 34th Street. Obviously, this is the Dickie Attenborough version. What year was that out in? Even with my glasses on, can't even see that. But you know, it's a John Hughes production. Also, of course, I forgot, co-starring the prolific and wonderful and sadly missed J.T. Walsh. Remember a time when J.T. Walsh was in every movie? I mean, the man was so busy that even 2 years after he passed away, he was still in movies that were being released. I remember that distinctly going, my God, this J.T. Walsh, didn't he die a couple of years ago? So it's a pretty good movie. You know, nice. I don't have that many Christmas movies on physical media, so that was pretty good to get them. Have I got any Christmas movies featuring sheep? Well, I'm sure there's some that have got nativity scenes, and there's obviously a few, bit of a flock in some of those. Can't think of any specifically though. They might be worn out by now if I did have. This was a neat one to pick up for, again, in the library. These were being given away, basically. It's the widescreen DVD set special. Pretty nice set of Ray, Jamie Foxx, which I do recall at the time thinking was a pretty good movie. I quite enjoyed it. Some of the setups of the songs, the key songs, were excellently staged, I thought. Taylor Hackford movie, of course. Helen Mirren's Mr. So not a bad set. 2-disc set. There's no other booklet or anything, but an excellent, like virtually brand new. And I'm a bit of a Ray Charles fan. I'm a big fan of that era of rock and roll and blues and jazz. He was one of the greats. So there's a few extras in here which I haven't seen, like Jamie Foxx, how he portrayed Ray Charles. 14 never before seen deleted scenes, so we'll see. But yeah, not bad. But actually, we're looking forward to watching that again. I've only ever seen it one time. I have multiple copies of Die Hard, Christian. Oh, hang on. So J.T. Walsh played the main villain in Dark Skies. That's true, he did. I was a big J.T. Walsh fan. That man was in so many great things. Totally reliable. Kind of like Breon James that we had on, talked about on the Enemy Mine stream. Always knew what you were going to get. You're going to get reliable, great performance, no shortchanging. And J.T. Walsh could play multiple roles: good guys, bad guys, villains, hard guys. Could play it all. Great guy. I do, yeah. I've got Die Hard, so many versions of Die Hard that I've kind of lost track of. VHSs, DVDs, Blu-rays, digitals. But yeah, J.T. Walsh. Oh yeah, just talking about that. So we did that stream on Enemy Mine, and I really enjoyed that. That was a nice show. And I woke up in the morning, of course, to find that Fox had not. I mean, I expected to be claimed for the video clips, but they blocked it globally because of those clips, even though they're all clips that are already on YouTube on many other channels. So, like, just claiming isn't enough of them. They had to block it. So that stream, it's over on Rumble, and we are broadcasting on Rumble right now. The Enemy Mine stream is there and will always be there. Not sure if I'll be able to get the YouTube one back. If the dispute is rejected, I'm not sure if it'll let me trim out all the video clips, and it'll just slaughter the whole pace of the thing anyway. Such a shame, because what we're trying to do with those streams is promote great movies that might want a little bit more attention from people and celebrate that stuff. We're celebrating Enemy Mine. and how good it is and how much we love it. And of course, corporations like Fox can't have that. So it's just a blanket stamp. Bang, you're done. That's the YouTube problem. Hello, Nick the Greek. Hello, DJ Play Nice. Got about 11 people or more watching right now. Not bad for a Friday afternoon impromptu stream. I know there are a lot of other streams on, so thank you for watching this one, keeping me company in my old age. So anyway, not that I don't have lots of copies of this movie already, but another DVD copy of Delta Force 2. Look at the size of that weapon that Chuck is handling. So Delta Force 2, I'll always pick up a Canon physical copy of something if I find it, even if I've already got a few. So Delta Force 2 with the immortal Chuck. It's funny, we had Bruce Lee, Enter the Dragon, the only man ever to beat Chuck in a movie. So Delta Force 2 for Zip, the grand total of Zip. This was another interesting one I picked up for next to nothing. Oh no, this was in the thrift store, so I did pay a couple of bucks for it. This wasn't a library one. This is the boxed, kind of packaged version of Fight Club. But I can't talk about that one, so wait for it. So it's an Uzi 9mm. Uzi 9mm. That weapon has a big magazine, and so does the gun. So a Fight Club set that was kicking around, I got for $2 in really pretty good condition. DVD set in the box with a lot of bonus features. So let's slip that out of the package, as they say. Let's slide it out. We're going to sound like a Whitesnake album here. Obviously, there's David Fincher movie, one of his most famous ones. Yeah, Fox 2000 pictures. Yeah, so just checking the interior setup. Obviously, there's a use soap. Yeah, this one folds out. Oop. Disc is falling out. Hang on, folds out into quite a interesting set of artwork. With a booklet. So there's a lot of extras in here that I probably haven't seen. Oh, no, there you go. This is the kind of deals we used to get. 20th Century Fox home entertainment DVDs. Buy any 4 and get 1 free. Is that a tempting deal? Not Fox. They're banning my videos, So you can choose your free DVD movie from the following list of hot hits: Big, Broken Arrow, Bullworth, Commando, Dr. Dolittle, The Edge, How Stella Got Her Groove Back, Marked for Death, Mrs. Doubtfire, Romeo and Juliet, Strange Days. And that's a good movie I might do on a stream one day. And The Towering Inferno, which we did do a stream on. So of those movies, if you were to buy 4 and you'd pick one of those free, which one would you pick? You had to mail this in. Remember those days? Strange Days is a hard to find one, so I'd be tempted to have picked that one. Obviously, Commando is a magnificent movie. I mean, who wouldn't have that already? Why would you need to pick it as a freebie in this deal? And Marked for Death? Oh, yeah. No, I think Strange Days might be the pick there. But yeah. Anyway, so there was a booklet in the Fight Club thing. How to Start a Fight. In Tyler We Trusted. What a great movie, Fight Club. Still wasn't sure. He managed to actually shoot himself right through the head, and it just kind of went out his cheek. But there you go. So quite a nice little booklet with a lot of quotes and stuff in it. And very nice condition, I have to say. So some extras there worth looking at, I think. I loved the scene where Edward Norton was got himself sacked by fighting himself. I mean, there's a dead giveaway there if you think about the movies and the twist. Edward Norton's busy kicking the shit out of himself in front of his boss, and then I'm going to say, "You did this." Haven't we all felt like that at some point or other? You know. But anyway, that was quite a nice set to pick up. Fight Club for a couple of bucks. Again, DVD, but do I care? I don't. So in the German Blu-ray of Strange Days, it's true. I've never actually looked for a physical copy of that. I must have a look into it. I did see a German copy of Eric the Viking today in the thrift store in town. I almost thought about getting it. I thought, well, I'll keep that $2 for something that isn't a German copy. But it might have been worth it just as an unusual, probably an English language audio track. That was kind of weird, this random German copy of what is quite an obscure movie. I got a couple of books. Everybody likes a good book. In the library giveaway, which alas is over. It's over at the end of November. This is I'm a big history fan. You know, I'm glad we have history because I'm a fan of it. I think we should have more history. Let's make more. This is the kind of thing I read for fun. It looks quite interesting. Empire of the Black Sea, the rise and fall of the Mithridatic world. So really, Mithridates the Great, antagonist of Rome, of course, and the kingdom of Pontus, the Black Sea, Persian, Greek traditions, all that. I love that era of history as well. So this looks really good. Brand new. Probably no one's ever read it. It's getting given away. And I do think about the Roman Empire and the other empires of that time quite a lot. What about you guys? Do you think about the Roman Empire daily? So this I'm really looking forward to because I don't know quite so much about Mithridates. I'm Scottish. I can't pronounce anything. The other one I got was another interesting book by a writer called John Mann, M-A-N, which is the shortened spelling of that name. Ninja, 1,000 Years of the Shadow Warrior. So an attempted historical epistle around the creation of and role of the ninja in Japanese society, right up to even talking about some Second World War guys. So, and marking the very difference between the ninjas and, let's say, the samurai class, and also misconceptions about the ninjas, the spiritual side to them, the philosophical side. So he's written this guy's written a number of books that I'm now interested in after having started to read this, including one about Genghis Khan, who I've read many accounts of lately. And there's actually a really good movie called Mongol, which was starred a Japanese actor who was Buntaro in the recent Shogun adaptation. Check that out, Mongol. I think it might be on streaming. It's really good. But the early days of Genghis Khan. But he's also got books about Attila the Hun, Xanadu, not all Asian stuff. He does have a book about the Gutenberg printing revolution. So that's a nice find. I'm looking forward to that. This is how I learn, reading books. Old-fashioned idea, I know. So, is there an audiobook? I don't know. I tried to furnish, but it disappeared. I was going to highlight that chat. Oh, Nick's getting a 4K copy of Demolition Man. What a great movie. That movie's so good that I've got like 3 copies of the Blu-ray. I keep forgetting I've got it and I keep buying them in sales. Some lucky channel members might receive a copy of that for free then. Assuming that Canada Post ever gets back to work. Reading words on paper, how antiquated. Yes. It is. It's very antiquated. To be fair, I do read a lot of stuff on my tablet because it's at night when I'm in bed and don't want to wake the wife up. Well, no more than I normally do. So I read them on the tablet, don't put a light on, but during the day, I usually try and find at least for 20 minutes to read something on paper. Okay, so that was the Canadian kind of pile of stuff. But when I was over in the UK, I didn't have it because I was looking after my mother, who's not well, and did spend some time with my grandkids. I didn't really have a lot of time to kind of troll around any. The little town that I come from, there was a couple of thrift stores, and I noticed over there in Scotland anyway that DVDs are even cheaper in thrift stores than here. So they're giving them out like 10 for £1 or 3 for £1, whatever. Tons of them. I wish I'd had time to spend more time looking around all the local ones. I managed to get to one store. But in that one store, I did get a bunch of DVDs. For £3, I got 9. So, and I can play them here. I mean, I know they're all in PAL format, not NTSC, but I've got the correct equipment to play them. So, so region code isn't. It's not so much region. Region code was more of a Blu-ray thing. I think I could be wrong. I don't know. Some of them have got. Even if it is a problem, generally speaking, my equipment that I have, I've got a multi-region, multi-format Blu-ray, unlocked Blu-ray thing that'll play anything from anywhere in the world, and my TV can show it as well. So the PAL format as opposed to NTSC in North America, it's a different screen line, different number of lines, etc. That isn't a problem for me. So yeah, there is a region thing. Because this one, Hercules in New York, which funnily enough we just mentioned on a stream recently. Arnold Strong. If your equipment is not working, see a doctor. Is he region 0? It says on the back. Hopefully my camera will focus on that. There we go. Region 0. So I have a region-free player. Now, pretty bare bones, unfortunately. It's just the disc. However, it will go fit in with the other Arnie stuff I have. So, and if I ever feel like some beefcake, Hercules, yeah. Well, that's true. There are scratches on the disc from all the wool, but then again, you can get wool cleaner, which is nice to drink as well if you're feeling a little bit amorous. It's like the wine of Scotland. So we did the movie the other day, and I showed that I picked up a copy of Enemy Mine in the same thrift store as part of that deal. I was quite pleased to see that because it's not hugely available. This is, of course, a UK 12 rated one, which is 4 minutes shorter than the US theatrical version, which I didn't know for decades that they were different. There is a 15 rated version in the UK now too, which has got that stuff restored. So it was really good to pick that up. But Fox, go self-inseminate for blocking my video. Now they're definitely going to keep it blocked. Brian feels like beefcake. It's not so much beefcake, it's mutton cake here, I think. I hope you enjoyed your walk, D-Bud. I hope that was fun. So, what else did I get? Well, obviously, there's no point in going to the UK without getting a good old-fashioned war movie. I've picked up a lot of Second World War stuff on these thrift store trips recently. And this, of course, is the classic David Lean bridge on the River Kwai. I'm going to start whistling the theme song any second now. Anyway, Alec Guinness, William Holden, Jack Hawkins. You can't get more Second World War movie than that. I love this. I mean, I grew up watching these movies. This is the stuff I looked forward to. These were the big movies in holiday times on TV when I was growing up. Bridge over the River Kwai, The Dirty, not Dirty Dozen, Great Escape, stuff like that. Longest Day. This is what they would show. Because it wasn't, I mean, the 60s, the Second World War was still pretty fresh. So, great David Lean epic, The Colonel Bogey March. Alec Guinness is one of the classic roles he played because doesn't realize that he's really assisting the Japanese, but he's doing it to give his main focus and keep his. So it's a little bit of a duality of his role. It's great though. So yeah, Second World War movies were staple diet for me growing up. Queen's Christmas Message, then a war movie. That's right, Tim. Yes. Sometimes the Queen's Christmas Message was the war movie. Not quite that bad. But yeah, it's in the all-time top 5 Christmas war movies, according to who said that? Oh yeah, Lord Thoth. Yeah, absolutely. And David Lean was a master. I mean, the man was a visual master of storytelling. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Oh, you got a steelbook of it, Nick. That must be. I'm sure that looks really good. So it's just like a DVD copy. Now, I just got this to complete a gap in my collection on the shelf because I've got Iron Man 1 and 3. This Iron Man 2, not a great movie. Not a great movie at all, in my opinion. However, for the equivalent of like a quarter, and it was in reasonable. Excuse me. It was in great condition. It does have a Iron Man 2 something or other inside. Merchandise, I guess. Didn't come with the set. I'm annoyed about that. I want an Iron Man racer. Something that has lights, sounds, and 6 missiles. Not a great movie. However, it was in reasonable condition until I dropped it. So. It's broke. I don't want it anymore. Take it back. Was that the Jerky Boys with the broken tiles? I need you to take these tiles back. They're broke. Well, I dropped them. Well, you dropped them. Well, they're broke now. I don't want them. Take them back. Yeah. Jack Hawkins. So, Iron Man toys. Yes, if the toys had come with this, that would have been good. Not a great movie, but it now completes my physical media Iron Man 1, 2, 3. I actually watched on the plane, interestingly enough, on the way over the other way, going to Scotland, I watched Godzilla versus Kong. Or is it Kong versus Godzilla? Which I thought was, it was meh, But there was a copy in this thrift store in my Scottish hometown of Kong Skull Island, which is okay. Not a bad movie. I enjoyed it. I quite enjoyed it. So picked that up. Again, pretty cheap. Probably will watch it. This is the Tom Hiddleston, Samuel L. Jackson, John Goodman, Brie Larson, and John C. Reilly one. And it does have somebody holding Kong in their hands. I wonder if anyone's ever used these. I always, when I get these thrift store ones, I always check the code, and believe it or not, some of them still work, and I've downloaded the movie as a result. I don't need them. I'm just curious if they work or not. Yeah. So 2017. Yeah. It was silly but fun. Yeah. This was a fun one. I mean, I forgot Brie Larson was in it. She probably wasn't too bad in it either. This is the find of all finds, though. Don't be fooled by the sticker saying 1 on the front. I got this 3 for £1. Sealed DVD, a copy of Idiocracy, which will not be sealed for long because I'm going to play this again. I do have a digital copy, but it's nice to have an actual physical copy of this highly prophetic movie. It's what plants crave, isn't it? I mean, with and let's face it, if I was sent to the future, I would be the smartest person too, and I'm not that smart. But yeah, Mike Judge, obviously, with just some magnificent performances. It's a great movie. But yeah, Idiocracy. What can we say about that? I forgot John Bingham, 7th Earl of Lucan, as in Lord Lucan, the one that disappeared. Isn't he out somewhere with Shergar, the horse? Didn't they disappear together? Yeah. Okay, another one which was marked £1, but it isn't. This was also in the 3 for £3 for £1. And it's not like I'm a big fan of the movie. This is some interesting special effects. I just think it's a bullshit premise, but don't get me started. Is a steelbook of The Day After Tomorrow. The definitive edition, because obviously the theatrical edition was not bad enough, so they had to make it definitively bad. But hey, for £1/3, crap movie, but look, you can knock the cover. Yes, an absolute crap movie of crap messaging, scary tactic crap messaging. However, I do enjoy some of the disaster portions of it, special effects wise. Just story wise, like forget it, it's garbage. But yeah, interesting that was there for next to note. Okay, you're gonna get a laugh out of this one. So Nick the Greek, I preferred The Day Before The Day After Tomorrow from South Park. That was better. Yes, it was better. The Day Before The Day After Tomorrow, which is today. Yes. It was entertaining. Yeah, Davina, it's ridiculous but entertainingly bad. Effects wise, it looks great. Obviously the movie was one of these, it was a message movie, and it's not a message I agree with, but I mean, I'm not against the Roland Emmerich and all that. I love big budget. I mean, who doesn't love Independence Day? Watching the White House getting destroyed in all these cities. So anyway, moving on from that one. Hey, good. Yeah, Davina, he must be good looking because he's so hard to find. Come Together, yes. Or hey, good looking. The Bond movie that isn't really a Bond movie. It fits outside all the canon, kind of. Casino Royale. Still has some cute girls in it. The Little Jimmy Bond. What's his name? Woody Allen, Little Jimmy Bond. Yeah. So Casino Royale, the bonkers John Huston directed Bond movie, which I'm actually going to watch again on this just for shits and giggles. I mean, a lot of people didn't even know this movie existed over the years. It did. The Look of Love by Dusty Springfield, the beautiful, wonderful singer was Dusty Springfield, and one of the greatest Burt Bacharach songs. The Look of Love, brilliant song. Ursula Andress, and Dahlia Lala. Yeah, so it had some ladies in it that were worth watching. David Niven would have made a great Bond a few years before that, I think. But although he was never a tough guy, and David Niven's always too suave. But hey, Canadian Spider-Man, good to see you, buddy. So pretty bare bones. Yeah, I forgot George Raft was in it. So you've got Peter Sellers, Ursula Andress as Vesper Lind. So Peter Sellers, David Niven, and Woody Allen all play James Bond. Le Chiffre, Orson Welles. I believe Orson Welles was pretty difficult on this shoot. Deborah Carr's in it. William Holden again. Bridge on the River Kwai. George Raft. Yeah, I haven't seen this for a number of years, but Ursula Andress kind of makes it worth watching. Just the weirdest movie. And there's one left. Alas, there's only one left. Many of you folks from North America will not know this guy. Well, you'll know the actor because he's been in Tropic Thunder and other things. Steve Coogan. This is the Alan Partridge movie, Alpha Papa. So Alan Partridge, and I probably will do a cult comedy crew about Alan Partridge, is one of the funniest comic creations in the last 30 years or so of Britain. He's a failed TV presenter turned small town radio show host, and he's got the incredible. I mean, he's dumb as a bag of nails, but has a lot of ego. Is famously heavily into Kate Bush and other acts like that. He's a terrible person, but he's funny. The TV show that he created this on, well, he'd created on a show called The Day Today. In fact, On the Hour was a radio show, then The Day Today, and then got a TV show with Alan Partridge called Knowing Me, Knowing You. Which he'd say every time. Doing this fake variety interview show of these fake celebrities. It's hilarious, just vicious, in the vein of the British Office, vicious humor. But anyway, they made a movie of he's into Kate Bush. He's never. They made a movie of him. He's held hostage in the radio station. Morning DJ at North Norfolk Digital. So Colm Meaney's in it as well. Heavily involved in this, as well as Steve Coogan, is a guy called Armando Iannucci, who's a very funny writer of comedy. If you've ever seen The Death of Stalin on Netflix, that was written by Armando Iannucci. He's a very funny guy. And there's also an advert inside for a Roberts Digital Radio, which looks very like the one that I have on my radio show thumbnail. The official script of the box office smash movie. So very much a British thing. Alan Partridge, Alpha Papa, but quite funny. It's a funny creation, really is. An action comedy of colossal velocity. I don't know about that. Anyway, look up Knowing Me, Knowing You with Alan Partridge, one of the funniest television shows ever. And I don't say that lightly. Because it's mocking celebrity, basically, the whole thing. He's so sucking up to these celebrities that they're so vapid and horrible. Even he sometimes takes the piss out of them, and he's an idiot. So, there you go. That was the latest haul from recent times. I'm going to find some room on the shelf for them. I'm sure I will, and watch a few of those. Yeah, great stuff. So, There you go. That was the impromptu stream for today. I'm very touched that there's at least 12 of you in the chat. And indeed, anyone that's watching over Rumble, good to see you guys too. We're probably on Twitter. God knows if that works or not. Hell, I'm going to check that now. Are we actually going out on Twitter? Because I'm supposed to be. I don't see it. So clearly I need to reset that up because it doesn't seem to work. No, don't see that. Interesting. See, it used to work. Doesn't seem to be working today though. So, anywho, that's it for today. Probably later on tonight I'll be on Ascendant Art later, I imagine. Right now I'm going to go and write a little bit of stuff. I am working. I did put a video out yesterday of some vinyl I pulled from my vault of a band called The Motors. A couple of 12-inch singles. I've got a bunch of vinyl from those guys. They will be the subject. I scared everybody off. Oh, I'll never compete with Tom. But anyway, The Motors will be the subject of my next Underlook bands. They're a late 70s British punk stroke pub rock stroke power pop band that I absolutely adored at the time. Made 3 albums, bunch of singles. So got to write a little bit of a script for that. Next Wednesday's show. The plan is for next Wednesday night show to be about the Who album Who's Next, which we've been talking about doing for a while. Then we will have a week break over Christmas. I am thinking of moving the regular show back to a Monday afternoon, though, from the Wednesday evening that we moved to for various personal reasons. And I know that D-Bud found it hard to finds it hard to make the Wednesday evening, and I do want D-Bud to be involved. So probably going to move back to the Mondays, but we'll see. That'll be the new year. So yeah, Tom Connors is more machine now. He's more physical media now than men. And Tom's speed radio is going right now. So I am going to see if I can set up a raid on Tom. So let's see if I have the power to do that live so that when I end this, it works. So live, edit settings. See this? You get this. This is the cheese working. Customization. Oh, it's working. It's working. Put in that video. Read radio live. Save. So you should all be redirected to Tom. Thank you all for being here. Good to see you all. I'll see you all again soon. I hope. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. But yeah, D-Bud, I think we'll move back to Mondays just for various reasons. Wednesday night was my only night off from streaming, and domestically that might be I might need to go back to Monday just to keep things smooth here. So I'll see you guys soon. Head over to Tom, say hi. I'll be listening. Take care, everybody, and obviously, most importantly, keep on rocking.